Ćao svima. Surprisingly or not, we are talking about food again. I guess you are aware of the importance of food in Serbia. Serbian people just love having guests over, and they will show their hospitality by offering you amazing and incredibly tasty homemade dishes. And also they will offer you drinks that they keep for special occasions. In this video, we will show you how to use some typical phrases at the table in Serbia. So, how can you ask for something? How can you say no to something? For example, to another piece of cake that was offered to you, of course, if you don't want it. How can you inform them about certain allergies that you might have, or simply about some food that you don't eat, for example, and many other things. So, watch the rest of the video, and please don't forget to leave a comment if there is something that we missed. So if there is anything that you would like to learn but we didn't cover it in a video.
Every meal starts with prijatno. You can answer with hvala takođe. If you hear the question that starts with želiš li or želite li, that means that the person is asking you, would you like something? In this case, želiš li masline? Would you like some olives? Želiš li literally means, do you want? So your response, in case you would like them, would be može hvala. Može is the omnipresent word in Serbian language that has many different meanings. You could use it in many situations. If you would like to find out more about it, please check this video about the word može. But what if you would like to get something? For example, juice, sok. Then you can say, mogu li da dobijem malo soka? Can I get a little bit of a juice? And the answer would be naravno, izvoli. Of course, here you go. I am pretty sure that one of the first words that you learned in Serbian was the word for cheers. But here it is, just in case. Živeli. If you would like to get something that's not that close to you on the table, then you would probably ask another person to pass it to you. So how can you say that in Serbian? Možeš li mi dodati hleb? Can you pass the bread? Možeš li mi dodati is informal version, while formal one would be možete li mi dodati hleb? So here we use the word hleb, which accidentally has the same form in nominative and accusative. But if you would like to use any other noun which is feminine, for example, of course you have to change it because we have to use accusative after the verb dodati, because basically that's the object of the sentence. So for example, if you would like to ask for water, then you can say možeš li mi dodati vodu? Then you can also ask the question jel ovo moja čaša? Or je li ovo moja čaša? So this question word has shorter and longer version. Is this my glass? That's the meaning of this question. And also something that you would hear very often if there is something like soup or broth or juice or any kind of liquid on the table, your host might tell you sipaj slobodno or sipajte slobodno, which means feel free to take it, feel free to pour it, because we are talking about liquids here. Other two sentences that you will probably hear many times during the meal from your host are uzmi or uzmite još, literally take more, and also služite se or poslužite se, help yourself. In case you really had enough and you would like to refuse more food politely, then we have two expressions for you. First one is hvala, Bilo je dovoljno. Thank you, it was enough. And also you can say ne mogu više, hvala. I can't eat anymore, thank you. If you hear this question, je li dovoljno slano? Then your host is trying to ask you, is your food salty enough? So you can answer, jeste, odlično je, hvala, if you're satisfied. But also you can say, može još malo soli. I could have a little bit more salt. Of course, you can expect that the main cook of the family at some point would like to hear your opinion about the food. So you can hear the questions like kakvo je, what is it like? Or sviđa ti se, do you like it? Sure, here I'm not gonna give you negative answers because it wouldn't be polite to use them. So you can say something like jako je ukusno, it's very tasty. But if you would like to impress your host with your Serbian knowledge, you could also say the expression that we use when something is finger licking. In Serbian we would say prste da poližeš. Also, let's see some other ways to describe the food in Serbian. Ljuto for spicy, gorko for bitter, kiselo sour, masno greasy, vruće hot. After the main meal, naturally comes the next question. Ko je za dessert? Who is up for dessert? If you would like to ask what's for dessert, then you can say šta ima za desert. Torta, kolači, krofne, pita ili sladoled. These are all typical things that we eat for dessert. Let's say you choose the first one. Then you can say the sentence like ja bih jedno malo parče torte. I would like a small piece of cake. Let's say you don't like eating sweets. In this case, you can simply say ne hvala, ne jedem slatko. Ne jedem means I don't eat. Of course, you can use this sentence in any other situation. You can just change the last word of it if you want to let them know that there is some specific food that you don't want to eat or you just don't eat it in general. So you are offered this piece of cake, but you would like to know what's inside. So what is it made of? You can ask that in two questions. Sa čime je torta? Or od čega je kolač? Do not worry, you're not going to sound rude if you ask these questions. It is always better to know what's the ingredient than to eat something that you don't like, or even worse, to eat something that could cause you some allergic reaction. Speaking about allergic reactions, this is how you can let know that you have a certain type of allergy. Alergičan or alergična for feminine sam na mleko. Or you can say imam alergiju na gluten. An inevitable part of every gathering in Serbia is, of course, coffee, kafa. So, after the question jesi li za kafu, if you would like to get one, you can say može, hvala. If you drink your coffee with sugar, then you can say slatka kafa. If you eat it without any sugar, then this is gorka kafa. And also, if you would like it with some milk, you can say kafa sa mlekom. Može još jedno vino ili pivo is the question that means would you like another wine or beer. In case that you had enough and you would just like to get a glass of water, for example, you can say ne hvala, samo čašu vode. You can see that here we used čašu in accusative because we didn't specify the verb here. We didn't specify samo želim, for example. We don't need to do that. Sometimes we just use these shorter sentences, so it's perfectly fine if you just say samo čašu vode. And finally, if your host would like to have another shot of rakija with you, you will hear this question. Hoćemo još jednu rakiju? Are we going to have another shot? Uf, hajde, ali ovo je posljednja. Let's do this, but this is the last one, even though we all know it's not. If you like this video or you found it useful, let us know in a comment, and also subscribe to our channel so that you can always be notified whenever we make a new one. Ciao!